Hi, everybody. Welcome to The Right Side with Doug Billings. I appreciate you watching on all of the major podcast platforms out there. Choose your favorite one, whichever one that might be, because we are on all of them. All of the major podcast platforms throughout the country and the world, for that matter. So whether it's Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, choose your favorite. Oh, I'm on Buzzsprout as well. And feel free to subscribe, please, to all of the programs, to the podcast platform of your choice, and then head over to YouTube and check out these videos, because I'm sure that you want to see all of the splendor, the majesty, and the glory of everything that you're seeing and hearing on these podcasts. You want to be able to see it as well as listen to it, I'm sure. So we appreciate the support, and we appreciate you subscribing to those podcast platforms and to the YouTube channel as well. So Let's just dig right into it. The Right Side with Doug Billings today. The big topic here locally in the Midwest, in the Kansas City region especially, and I'm sure that it has a national ripple effect, is that this past weekend, the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Quinton Lucas, went to the Lake of the Ozarks for a little weekend vacation. And I don't fault the mayor at all for going to the Lake of the Ozarks, having a little bit of fun and relaxation. Any public figure, whether it's the president, a governor, or a mayor, can clearly multitask. All they need is their phone and a little laptop computer to do their job, after all. Let's be honest. So happy to see the mayor out there having a good time and supporting the Lake of the Ozarks. However, he was in a photograph that has gone viral that's causing lots of questions and calling into question the whole mask mandate. So he's out there at the lake. This was on July 18th, and he's in a picture with 7 women surrounding him, 7 white women surrounding him in this photo op. None of them are social distancing. None of them have any masks on. There's no mask that is apparently even visible in the picture, not around their necks, not holding them in their hands. You know, we can understand, take the mask off for a quick photo op, put it back on, etc. But there were no masks, and they didn't have them handy. They didn't put them back on after the photo. They didn't have them on before the photo. And so this has gone viral because obviously it screams hypocrisy. He is a mayor that has ordered mandates, mask mandates. You've got to wear a mask outdoors in Kansas City, Missouri. You've got to wear a mask indoors in public places in Kansas City. You're not allowed to have restaurants open at full capacity, movie theaters, churches. You know the drill. You've heard other mayors that belong to the New Democratic Socialist Party impose similar mandates. So it's going viral. He's got a lot of explaining to do. I've invited him to come on this show, and he has still not responded. Mayor Lucas, I'm sure you're a nice fella. You and I don't align politically, but why don't you come on the show? Give us 10 minutes of your time, and let's talk about it and get your side of the story and your perspective, because it looks like it just drips of hypocrisy, Mr. Mayor, and I'm sure that you understand that. The people in the picture with the mayor were strangers. According to him, he did do an interview on a Kansas City radio show this morning, the Pete Mundo show, and I'll drop Pete's out there. Pete's a good guy and has a good show on 7:10 a.m. here at KCMO in Kansas City. The mayor admitted that these women were strangers. He didn't know them. He was in the lake swimming. He gets out. They approach him for a photo op and so forth. So, look, I don't fault the mayor. I'm glad he wasn't wearing a mask. I'm glad he was out having fun. I'm glad that they don't feel like they need to social distance. But the point is, Mr. Mayor, to mandate that the rest of us do this clearly is frustrating, and, as I said, drips of hypocrisy. And I think that you've got lots of explaining to do about that. To be fair, the mayor did say on the Pete Mundo show this morning that he was going to self-quarantine for today. Today is Monday. It's July 20th, and he's going to have a COVID test done today. Okay, great. Fine, I'm glad for all of those things. But we can't have mandates. We can't have mask mandates. We know that he's not the only person that has mandated such a thing and then goes out and doesn't follow his own mandate. I'm all for vacationing, and I support the Lake of the Ozarks. I hope a lot of people go there to vacation and have fun this summer. But it reeks of hypocrisy, and we've got to hold him accountable to answering some questions about that. Kansas City, Missouri, is enduring its highest crime wave in recent history. The mob is on the move in Kansas City. I'm all for vacationing, but when we have on Friday night, for example, a mob of people who vandalize and purposefully try to destroy a monument that's dedicated to the police officers in Kansas City who've lost their lives in the line of duty, it gets a little frustrating when those rioters and looters, arsonists and anarchists, and that's what they are not protesters, Mr. Mayor, and the people of the world in Kansas City. They're not protesters. They're the mob. And when that's not dealt with, and then you have this mandate that's mask wearing, and you don't follow the mandate, it becomes impossible to tolerate. It becomes infuriating and frustrating on multiple levels. And so we've got to stop dealing with the intellectual immaturity of the mask mandates. They don't work. We're going to get to that in a moment. But they clearly don't have any effect on health. None whatsoever. The way people touch, manipulate, scratch, and everything, those masks, they're rendered useless. We'll get to that in a minute. But I think that, the actions that these new Democratic Socialist mayors are taking is an affront to our liberty, and the Democrats don't like hearing that. The people in the audience who are liberal, who go, oh my God, we've got to govern people so that they don't put other people at risk. That's exactly the definition of communism. The government must govern the people who can't take care of them. That's BS. That's communism, socialism, Marxism, all rolled into one. And there are people in the country who believe that the government must mandate us, govern us, because we're not smart enough to do that ourselves, that we're not smart enough to worry about and govern our own health, our own personal health, and our personal safety. That's what we're up against this November in the election. That's what the country is facing right now as we speak. So, but Mayor Lucas, I've invited you to come on the show to talk about all of that. I hope you respond. It would be an honor to have you on the program. And I think it would give you another chance to discuss this and to at least, for 10 minutes of your time, just talk about your side and your perspective of your trip down to the Lake of the Ozarks this past weekend. Mark my words, the vast, silent majority is waking up, and we're not going to stand for it. And we're going to promise each other that we will remind each other that we have a pack of blessings on our back, that everything that we go through, challenges, adversity, tragedies, failures, and successes are all blessings waiting to be born, and we will endure through this. We'll vote these clowns out in November, and we're going to see a red wave, the likes of which has never been seen. May God continue to bless you, ladies and gentlemen, and may He especially continue to bless the United States and to guide us every day. Thanks for watching and listening to The Right Side with Doug Billing.